Howdy folks, welcome back to the channel. It's all about racing. In this episode we're going to take a look at one of my last Sparky models that I have, this being a Porsche 911 GT3-R from Rowe Racing, which placed second in the FIA GT World Cup in Macau in 2018. This is a really good looking car. I'm sure you're all probably familiar with Rowe Motor Oil, as they have been supporting racing for as long as I can remember, and their logo adorns many a race cars, and it does this one. I just thought this particular car, being manned by Lawrence Vanthoor and competing in this in the World Cup, was really unique with the this sparkle metal flake black livery on yellow and white. And folks, it looks really good. This car is very nice. For a Sparky, it's about as good as you get. Detail on it is, as I said, is really good. The finish is perfect. Decals are dead on. And I'll tell you, Spark doesn't make many mistakes in that regard. I have a lot of their 143 cars, far more than I have 164, and they have all been virtually perfect with just one exception. Quality control issues, however, abound with everybody in the 164 class, particularly in regards to missing mirrors. I mean, that just seems to be, maybe I'm the only one, I don't know, but I always seem to get cars that are missing one mirror. They have at least one, but I've had a bunch that are missing just one. And these things are fragile, but when they're packaged, they should be packaged carefully, and you hope you wouldn't have that problem by the time you get it as a consumer. And I have been told, many people recommend, if it's an issue that you can fix, for example, if you find the mirror in the box of the packaging, just go ahead and place it back on there, which, is easy to do. Antennas are a little bit tougher, respectively, but if you don't have the mirror at all, then there's not much you can do with it. But this car was nicely done. This is looking at the passenger side here. One thing I will knock Spark for, in 164 scales, their wheel detail is just, it leaves a lot to be desired, particularly compared to tarmac works. The lack of antennas, tow hooks, and things like that also are other things that, then again, this is more like a mini GT than it is a tarmac's work, and I get that. And they have all the Porsches, so if you want a Porsche in 164 scale, you're going to find the vast majority of them with Sparky, as opposed to some of the other brands. And there's really only three that I collect. There's Mini GT, Sparky, and Tarmac Works. And as you've probably mentioned in my other videos, I quit collecting I-64 cars about a year ago and strictly collect 143 just because the detail's better. Granted, it cost me a whole lot more, but I think it's worth it as a collector. I mean, that's the price you pay for getting a cool car. But anyhow, getting back to this one's really neat. I just love how the black wraps around the back here. You do see the rear diffuser, the exhaust pipes are there, somewhat of weak attempt, but, it's there. And the one thing I always knock Sparky for, and since I only have one more Sparky car to do before I get into, well, actually I have two more, and then I have some Tarmac Square cars, are their tail lights, which are always painted. Granted, they do a phenomenal job painting it, but they're painted. They're just not plastic inserts. And you can see the Porsche name on the bottom of the rear wing, which is in yellow, and the top is in white. Kind of interesting. And you have red print on the white, and I believe you have black on the yellow. You get that in front. Come on, get back. Yes, we do. And there's a good look at the bottom of it. Still nicely done. This being a rear-engine car, all you basically see through the somewhat window that you can see framework, and that's about it. They pretty much covered it in white. I don't know why that is, but it's what they've done. Sometimes it's clear, and if this was a Porsche RSR, it'd be blacked out, and all you'd have are louvers to allow air to escape from the engine. And here you get kind of a look at the steering wheel somewhat in there, which is somewhat visible, even though the 99 and Vanthoor kind of cover the seat up on it. But all in all, I think a good effort from the folks at Spark, or in this case, Sparky, with this Porsche 911 GT3-R. Thanks for watching, folks, and see you next time.